If I could have Men in Black wipe my memory from 2020, I would gladly let them do it. But I'd also tell them to keep the part where I watched this guy.
I don't care, I move on, 'cause I'm not gonna let someone come tell my rights.
Every docuseries should edit an opening sequence like Tiger King: murder, mayhem, madness, and melancholy. And I will show you how they cut it and how it captivated 34 million Americans in the first 2 weeks alone, sparking a global phenomenon. So I sat my butt down with a notebook and a pen, grabbed my thinking cap, and watched the intro about 5 times. And with the knowledge I gained, I created a numbered list that so many of you are fans of. Here's how the intro to Tiger King, Murder, Muffins, and Maltose sunk its claws into its audience. Number 1. So you're probably wondering how I ended up here. The Emperor's New Groove did it, and that movie's bomb. So that's really all I gotta say about this one. So on to the next one.
That guy was an emperor.
Just kidding. In all seriousness, we see many films, documentaries, and episodes open with a scene showing, well, the ending. And this is often referred to as a cold open. And I don't really know how it got its name, but imagine warming up an audience and slowly nurturing it into the world of your story. The cold open is just kind of like slapping your audience across the face with a dead, wet fish. And this method of structuring the story really only works when the ending is shocking or greatly intriguing. For instance, how did this guy turn into a llama?
I tell you what, you go back a ways, before I was a llama, and this will all make sense.
For the Tiger King, we learn almost immediately that our main subject, an eccentric big cat owner, ends up in jail on the charges of murder for hire.
At the Grady County Jail. You know what they threatened me with? 79 years.
The so-called Tiger King.
He is on trial, accused in a murder-for-hire plot.
This outcome is simultaneously shocking and intriguing to the audience, and now that we know the destination, we are salivating to experience the journey. Just what kind of absurd sequence of events led to this absurd outcome? And if the editors of The Tiger King just dove right into showing how Joe got his start, we now lack the answer to the question, why should we care? And docuseries thrive on getting to the juicy parts right away. And the alternative would be to open with the whole humble, uneventful beginning spiel, which is both boring for the audience and doesn't really give them any expectations. And when your show is called The Tiger King, you better show them the tigers right away.
Show me what you got!
The intro for The Tiger King plays like an extended movie trailer. It lets you know what The Tiger King is about without revealing too much, but it sure likes to show you some of the best moments. I am convinced that the editor's intentions for this intro is to make the audience truly say, what the f***? So they went big. Tigers, guns, guy with no legs, more tigers, more guns, this dude punching a trailer, Joe in the clouds, a tiger riding shotgun, tigers mauling people, and Saruman's attack on the Ents. So if you're cutting a trailer or an introduction, you're almost obligated to use some of your best footage and your best sound bites to create a spectacle.
He's a completely insane, gay, gun-toting, drug addict fanatic.
Write that down, write that down!
Your purpose first and foremost is to entertain, and your audience expects to be entertained.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I can hear all your voices fading in the background.
Trust me, I'm a doctor. While The Tiger King aims to entertain, it also aims to inform. This is a true story, and the audience is expecting at least some base level of credibility. Right out of the gate, we meet some of the interviewees, newscasters, and experts in this introduction. While the main purpose is to help build a narrative during this introduction,
He is on trial, accused in a murder-for-hire plot.
it also reinforces that this is a story about real people being told by real people. Bonus points if the real people look like this. He's looking real credible. If, let's say, the intro was explicitly voiced by a professional actor or, let's say, English broadcaster and natural historian, we might lose that sense of realness and credibility.
Our story begins with a tantalizing glimpse of something very special. The tigress must pick them up by the scruff of the neck. She can bite with a force of nearly 500 kilos. They seem totally unaware of the dangers. Filming such behavior is unprecedented.
I take back everything I said, and I need this version right now. As I was saying, you need real people telling this real story. Without credibility, Netflix subscribers would probably be backing out right about now and resuming their season of the Great British Baking Show. And I promise you, I will cover Prue and Paul in a later episode. You have my word.
Actually, I love it, yeah.
Yes.
Chocolate, vanilla, or twist? By far the most brilliant decision made in editing this opening was this final soundbite.
Let me show and tell the whole thing. Because then you'll get it. Then you'll say, Jesus fucking Christ, why are you in jail?
Up until this point, Joe Exotic is getting a pretty bad rap.
Completely insane, gay, gun-toting, drug addict fanatic.
But chances are, as a Netflix subscriber, you've seen Making a Murderer. You know that there might be some gray area here. And now Joe says this.
Why are you in jail?
And all those Making a Murderer fans pretty much said, hey, this is like Making a Murderer, but on meth with tigers. And they're kind of right.
Bad dream, baby.
That ain't even funny.
But more importantly, the viewer is left with the impression that there's a lot more going on with the story. And maybe this wacky zoo owner is actually innocent, and we need to find out. Inflicting viewers with a sense of cognitive dissonance is what Making a Murderer thrived on, and The Tiger King is at its best when the audience can relate to Joe.
Just say, look, we gotta save the rainforest because you're killing this little baby tigers, you know, where he came from.
But while the audience builds up this question of whether Joe deserves to be in jail, it absolutely does not pay off in the end the same way Making a Murderer does. Sympathy for Joe kind of just fizzles out about 2/3 of the way into the series, for me at least. So if you find yourself editing the opening of a documentary series, don't forget my 4 main takeaways to make it awesome. And if you cool cats and kittens stuck around this long, you should probably hit that subscribe button because I have a totally outrageous video in production that you don't want to miss. See you next time.